Shabbat Shalom, I'm Rapha'Yah. We're going to go ahead and start an amazing closing of the book of Leviticus, Waikra. We are going to talk about Parashat Behar-Behuqotai. This Shabbat is amazing because we are closing with a gold ribbon, and Simchat is the happiness of closing the Torah portion and also of the book and starting a new book. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start off, but before that I want to remind that if you have not subscribed, please do so you can get the latest production. We are working on so many things, to be honest with you, and I will give an amazing great news for those who speak English. I just finished a book. The name of the book is The Last Relic. And the reason why I'm advertising this in English is because this is 20 years in the making. I used to be a screenwriter a long time ago, and I wrote this screenplay, and I never actually produced it as far as going forward to any director or anything like that. I just put it on the side, but it's been lingering for almost 20 years. And finally, I decided to make a novel, and it's done. It's already produced. It's already published, and it's already in Amazon. I will put the link down below if you want to check it out. And the reason why I want to promote this here in this channel is because it resonates with a lot of things that are happening, globally speaking, and also religiously speaking. This story is basically, it's almost like a Indiana Jones meets National Treasure Da Vinci Code. So please check it out, okay? And it's either ebook, hardcover, or paperback. I'll put all the links down below. Let's start off. So on this Torah portion, Yahweh Sabaoth speaks to Moshe and speaks about something that they needed to be done in a concept of being very careful when it comes to the things of the Creator. And believe me, we will delve into it right now. This Torah portion, Parashat Behar-Behuqotai, is double portion, of course. One is in the mountain, and the next one is my mitzvot, my commandments. Let's jump into it. We start off on 25 verse 1. Yahweh spoke to Moshe in Mount Sinai. He said, tell the children of Israel, when you enter into the land that I am giving you, the land itself shall observe the Shabbat rest for Yahweh. This command was given to our forefathers, yet they completely disregard what Yahweh said about the command, about giving the rest to the land. And yet they continue planting, they continue farming, they continue doing all sort of stuff, forgetting all the command of Yahweh. And there is a reason why Yahweh always gives a command. There is a logical reason which man never fully understands, to be honest with you. There's always a reason behind it. It's not just because he wants to be someone who wants to enforce their laws and edicts. It's not about that. It's about making sure that the equilibrium of the creation makes sense. Yet we don't understand in the logical sense. Here, Yahweh says that the land needed to have a rest. There's a reason for it. It's just like us. If you continue working every day, your body will literally break down the road. It's just a matter of time. And also it's logical that it's just like a machine is a wear and tear. The same as the land. The land needs to have certain time, in this case a year, to give a break. And not only that, also for the farm people and those who work in the heartland to have an observance of a rest. Yet our forefathers disobeyed this ultimate command, and that's one of the reasons why the southern kingdom went on exile. Let's continue. Here in this Torah portion talks about also another situation that arose, and I'm going to bring it down, chapter 24, verse 10 and 11. There was a man who was the son of an Israelite woman, an Egyptian father, and he went out among the children of Israel, and his son of the Israelite woman got into a fight with another Hebrew, during the course of which the mixed Israelite man pronounced the name of Yahweh in a curse. So they brought this to Moshe. And what did Moshe did? He went to ask Yahweh. Yahweh told him, you need to put an example to these people not to blaspheme my name. Now, let me pause here for a moment. Very crucial, very, very crucial verse, because this verse is taken out of context, stating that the name of Yahweh should not be mentioned, and that's entirely untrue. Here we see that the reason why the name of Yahweh was pronounced as a blasphemy is because this man did not know any better. Second, he used the curse that he was cursing the other person. They got into a fight. They didn't know any better. Of course, he was not fully an Israelite, but he got into a fight with another Israelite. And in the course of fighting back and forth and saying all these kinds of verbal things, he, instead of continuing with whatever his fight was and not mention the name of the Creator, I guess the lesser crime will be imputed to this person, but he pronounced, he didn't need to mention the name of it or insert the name of the Creator in that curse, yet he did. And that was the punishment of death. He was stoned by all the people. And that was an example of those who dared to mention the name of the Creator in a curse. So that was the punishment. That was a crime. Insert the name of the Creator into something vain. The same goes with us today, nowadays, in this state of date. We need to be very careful when it comes to the name of the Creator, Yahweh Sebaot. We can mention the name of the Creator when we are doing our tefillah, our prayers, when we are studying the Torah, when we are giving a Torah teaching, when we are speaking to another person about the Creator. We can mention the name of the Creator, Yahweh, but we cannot utilize the name of the Creator in the affairs of men, in the secular world, as far as our so-called friends, our families, and people who don't know any better. Well, you cannot do that. They will not, I repeat again, they will not treat the name of the Creator in a very sense of respect. So we have to tread very careful when it comes to this situation. Everything has its moment. But Yahweh never, ever, ever forbid for us to mention His name. Rather, He gave a command. Do you know, and please write it down when I say this, do you know that the name of the Creator is an actual mitzvah, an actual command from the Creator to us? Do you know that out of the 613 mitzvot or the Torah commands, then mention the name of the Creator is one of them? Yet our Jewish brothers edit that, omitted that command. And I will show you where it doesn't say it, which actually is the next verse. Actually, is right here. Please write it down, chapter 3, verse 14. This is one among so many, but this is where the direct command goes. The Almighty Yil said to Moshe, Achye asher achye, I am who I am, and I will become what I am. And I added, this is what you are to say to the children of Israel. Yeh has sent me to you. And then he said, Yeh, Almighty Ayil said to Moshe, this is where the name of the Creator is inserted. Do you see that? Yahweh Ayil of our fathers, of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever. This is my memorial in all the Bible says. But the word is my Sachar. Sachar is translated from the Hebrew to English as remembrance when mentioning or invoking from generation to generation. Let me ask you a question to all of you, brothers and sisters. What is the purpose of remembering? What is the purpose of a father, a mother to remember to the child every single time? The answer is very simple, not to forget. Yahweh wants us to remember, and the way to remember is by invoking. Yahweh never forbid mentioning the name of his almighty name. He never did. And by the way, our Mashiach said, I come in the name of my Father. His name, Yahushua, means Yahweh saves. It's embedded in there. Mashiach mentioned the name of the Creator quite a few times in the New Testament. I know they call it like that in the Parashat. But we can see pretty much that all these take us to another realm, and this realm is to understand why otherwise. Now, this is a positive command. Let's see it in the negative command. Exodus in the same book, 23, verse 13. Pay attention to everything I have told you. And look at what it says in the negative form. Do not mention or invoke, the word is in Hebrew, Sachar, the name of other Elohim, gods, demons, nor let them even be heard crossing your lips. The question is why? We see two different formats here, the negative and the positive. Why? Why is it that the Creator here he applies this word Sachar in a negative, not mentioning his name, but the name of other Elohim? And the simple answer is, and please write it down. Every time witchcraft, magicians, witches, and all these people who do black magic and they invoke the Elohim, the demons, the deities, they have to, it's a must to mention their names. They conjuring, they invoking, making a witchcraft, it's a must to invoke the name. Yahweh doesn't want us to do that. He doesn't want us to utilize names of other Elohim or other gods, and the reason for it is because we're invoking them, we're conjuring their, it's some kind of spell that happens there. We have to be very careful. And there is a reason why he wants us to mention his name, because there is power in the name of Yahweh. But we need to utilize his name in the proper way, not in the wrong way. We need to tread very, very careful. Now let's continue, and let me show you that this pertains to all of us, especially nowadays. Hosea speaks about us so much. Hosea or Hosea 2:13, I will punish her for offering incense on the days of the festival of the Baalim. And I will show you what Baalim means. When she sacrificed to them and adorned herself with earrings and jewels, going after her lovers and forgetting me, says Yahweh. Very simple, very direct. Who is she? That is the question. And he happens to be the northern kingdom. Ephraim, the northern kingdom. Our forefathers went straight to worship their deities And Yahweh speaks very clear that their sacrifice, the offerings incense to this Baalim. Baalim means Lord. Look at what it says next verse. Verse 16. In that day, says Yahweh, you will call me Ishi. Ishi in English is husband. You will no longer call me Baalim. Baalim means what? My Lord. And it's exactly what's going on exactly right there, right in this day and age. And also is being happening for so many years. In the Christian world, and even in the Messianic world, they call him Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. It is always Lord, 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 Lord. Lord means Ba'ali in Hebrew. And this pertains to a deity that they worship, that they went astray, the southern and the northern kingdom. It is crazy to understand and to believe that our forefathers actually did this, and they did. We carry the same thread for so many years, and this is this has been happening for so many years, but yet we are awakening from the truth to be revealed. And now we see very clear here, and look at what it says in the next verse. But before that, I want to talk about also our Jewish brothers. They actually have so many literature about Baal. I know Shem Tov Baal. There's one book like that, and also they use a lot of Baali. They use a lot of wordings that had nothing to do with our Torah. Rather, we just saw it earlier. It states very clear that Yahweh doesn't want us to mention the name of other Elohim gods. And I already told you the reason for it. Now let's jump into real quick. Why does it say that? All this pertains to nowadays. Verse 17. I will remove the name of the Baalims from your mouth. They should no longer mention by name. Do you see that? Here, prophet Hosea is echoing the Torah. He's referenced the Torah, what we read earlier, chapter 23 of Exodus or Shemot, where Yahweh says, do not mention the name of other gods. Very simple. And we already learned the reason for it. Now, it is a prophecy that is fulfilling nowadays, that we are learning the truth about all this. We are learning why the wise, we don't want to do that anymore. Yahweh is telling us why. So we need to be very careful when it comes to the name of Yahweh, and also mention the name of other gods. Now, look at what it says the next verse. 18 pertains to us still. On that date, and let me pause here for a second. Every time you read in the scriptures where it states every time on that date, that means in the Messianic era, right now, in this day and age. This very verse applies to us all, and I'll show you why. On that day, I will make a covenant, berit, for them with the wild animals, with the birds of the air, the creatures that crawl on the ground. Here it speaks about something encoded. We need to decode this, because this one definitely pertains to us. But how? We need to go to other places. Let's go into the book of Acts, because this one, once again, pertains to us. Chapter 10, verse 10 and 11 and 12, that the moment he became very hungry, here talks about Shimon Kepha, Peter, and wanted to eat something while they were preparing. He fell into a trance, to a vision. And he saw the heavens, the Shemayim open, and something like a large sheet being let down on the earth from heaven, held at these four corners. And in it were all kinds of four-footed animals, reptiles of earth, and birds of the sky. Exactly what echoing what the book of Hosea is speaking of. Here, Kepha, nevertheless, he had this vision. He couldn't quite understand, because you have to understand something. Yahweh would never, ever, ever contradict himself in the Torah. We do, but Yahweh does not. He said to Kepha, kill and eat. You're hungry? Go for it. Kepha said, I have never eaten anything that is unclean. And he was right. Yahweh wasn't talking about real, literal food, but rather it was a vision. And I will show you why. This very verse is being taken off of context by the Christian world, that they can eat whatever they want. That's not true. That's not entirely truth. And let's look into the same chapter about this vision. This vision saw a bunch of crawling animals. They were on the top of the talit, the sheet, on the four corners of the earth. Verse 17, while Shimon Kepha was very perplexed about what the vision he had received might means. You see that? He was still trying to figure what the vision meant. Yahweh was not speaking about real food or literal food, but rather it was a vision. There was something encoded what Yahweh wanted to show him, which he did. He understood later what those animals under the talit or on top of the talit were. 10:28, and he said to them, you know what it is unlawful for a Yahudi to associate with or to be even approach anyone from another nation or going, but Yahweh has shown me. Do you see that? That was the vision. Yahweh has shown me that I must not call anyone unclean or impure. This was not related to any animals from the wild, but rather it's talking about the nations around that were seen as animals, because they have no Torah, they have no direction, they can do whatever they want, they have no saying on this matter. So Yahweh says there will be a time where these animals will become my children, and these animals happens to be the northern kingdom. The northern kingdom became almost the same as, do you remember King Nebuchadnezzar, right? King Nebuchadnezzar became almost like an animal in the wild. Yahweh made that happen. The northern kingdom became Ephraim. Ephraim is seen as the prodigal son. He was among the swine and the mud. So he is alluding to us, Ephraim, to the nations. And it's crazy because all these animals that you see on top of the talit in the four corners of the earth, it is something that we can decode nowadays. Let's close with this verse, Jeremiah 16:19. O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress, my refuge in times of adversity. To you the nations will come from the ends. You see that in every end of the talit, from the ends of the earth, and will say, our fathers inherit lies, things that are useless and have no value. And it's exactly what you and I and our forefathers have done for so many centuries. We indeed have dragged the traditions of men, but it is time for us to realize that perhaps it is time to change. The opportunity to know the emet, to know the truth, to know the Torah is there right in front of us. We are living in the era of knowledge. You cannot complain and say, I didn't know, because you can literally pull your phone and look for it. It's literally on top, on the hand, on your hand, the information. So it is just for us. It's a matter of will. It's a matter of choice. I'm Moreh Rapha'Yah. We'll see you next time. Please check out the new book that is already out. And you will believe me, will resonate a lot of things that are happening nowadays. We'll see you next time. Shabbat Shalom.
In production, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. Thank you. We'll begin.
Toda Rabba. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.